Hey there, travelers. It's the OCD Traveler here today with a slightly different type of show. Today, I'm going to talk about just who the I am and why I'm doing this. Kind of walk through who I am, why I'm doing this, my travel philosophy, and lean into some of the vacations I'll be taking in 2023 and share with you what I did in 2022. So there it is, my origin story. Stay tuned.
Do you get as much satisfaction in creating your travel plans as you do from the actual act? Well, if so, you may be like me, so join me while I plan, travel, then repeat. I am the OCD Traveler.
Well, let's start with the easy question. Who am I? My name's Brian. I'm a husband as well as a father. I've been married for 20 years. I have a 17-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son. I'm a corporate executive for a Fortune 500 company in the customer space, a graduate of Central Michigan University, and I'm an Army veteran, non-combat, where I was a medic. In addition, I do struggle with OCD, so I need that attention to detail. I need to have a schedule. I need to have a plan, and things need to go my way, otherwise I feel like I'm out of control. I'm a passionate traveler. Travel is the one thing that I really focus on outside of work. Planning for traveling, the actual execution process, and then I'll go back through and do, hey, what went well, and what do I need to work on for our next opportunity? I invest in experiences. My wife and I believe that you truly invest in the soul by living, not by having. So I don't have a fancy house, a fancy car, a boat, none of that. We spend a lot of our discretionary money on travel, sometimes to her chagrin, but that's what I love to do. She does as well. And then last but not least, I make no apologies to my friends from Ohio. I am a lifelong Michigander. I love this state. And if you haven't been here, add it to your list. All right, well, as I continue on with kind of my origin story, the next reasonable question is, hey, why are you doing this? And look, that's a great question. I'm not sure if I know, other than I love travel. It's what I'm passionate about. Plan, travel, repeat is really my way of life. If I'm not actively traveling, I'm planning for my next bout of travel. The company I work for, we have this philosophy around leaving it better than you found it. That's what I'm trying to do here. I use YouTube a lot, so I thought I'd give back to other travelers. And hey, people ask my advice. They go, you take amazing trips. Have you ever thought about doing this professionally? No, I don't want to be beholden to a customer. I know how high maintenance I am, so I don't want to be a travel agent. I don't want to listen to people's gripes, but I do want to share my philosophy around traveling. And then there's this quote around, if you find a job you enjoy, you'll never work a day in your life. I think it was by Mark Twain. I don't think I'm ever going to have a career in travel. But look, I told my wife, after I retire, I would love to go be a tour guide or something. So finding something that sparks my interest after I retire from my professional career in travel is a lifelong dream. And then last but not least, I guess there is an element of performance as well. Look, as a senior in high school, I was Daddy Warbucks in a musical production of Annie. I wanted to do stand-up comedy for a long time. You're not going to find any comedy right now. I'm trying to find my voice here, but there is an element of performance arts as well, and that's probably another reason why I'm doing this. So next, I wanted to share a little bit of my travel philosophy with you. So my travel philosophy starts with my family and kids go. Since my kids were each 8 months old, they went on their first Disney cruise, and I believe in taking my kids, say for one trip a year, my wife and I go on for our anniversary. We take an all-of-the-above approach. Planes, trains, automobiles, cruise ships, hotels, Airbnbs, VRBOs. We will stay in anything. We like to experience different forms of travel. I research, I plan, I refine, I go back through, I make sure that my vacation is kind of rehearsed before I even go. I operate with a 4-hour rule. If it's more than 4 hours, I am getting on a plane and flying. I value my time too much to do long road trips. We have done it on exception, but generally speaking, not often. Having the right tools for the job. That's why I do some of these product reviews. I really believe you need to have the right tools and travel equipment in order to make it that much more efficient. Sorry, Dave Ramsey, but I believe in credit cards and credit card points. I live a lot in the Chase ecosystem. I'm starting to dabble with Amex and a Platinum card. I hate Costco cards. I cringe every time I see someone pull that out to pay their restaurant bill. You can invest in your soul by getting a Chase card or an Amex card to build some travel points. And then last but not least, I do not believe in loyalty. I don't have an airline. I don't have a hotel chain. I don't have a cruise ship per se. I will favor some more than others, but I don't go out of my way to become loyal to a specific brand. I want to experience them all. And at the end of the day, I get more flexibility by picking the brands that I need the times I need them. All right, so next I want to talk to you a little bit about my actual travel. So starting with where I went in 2022. I started the year taking my family on a short weekend to Disney World for President's Day weekend, a busy weekend. We killed it. Then for spring break, first week of April, we went to our favorite resort in Mexico, in a place called Puerto Morelos, Grand Residences. I highly recommend it. We did an Eastern European cruise. Now this is one that I studied so much, I knew with definition that my whole family was going to get COVID, and we did. The first time we got COVID was on a cruise, but the research was so good, I knew it was going to happen. My wife and I did a little overnight to a place called Mackinac Island. Highly recommend staying at the Grand Hotel if you've never been there, but a cool destination in the state of Michigan, the top of the Lower Peninsula. There's an island that kind of time forgot. For our 20th, my wife and I went to the Maldives. Trip of a lifetime. It was awesome. I got screwed over by Qatar Airways. That's a whole 3-part series I could walk through, but a really, really huge bucket list trip. And then we closed it out kind of the week of Christmas at Universal. And again, we killed it. So 2 different really busy times about Disney and Universal, but with the right planning, we knocked it out of the park. It was a great year. And then we can talk a little bit about what I have planned for 2023. So on the list right now, President's Weekend, we went to Punta Gorda, Florida. We actually bounced around Florida, experiencing a couple of different areas. Same place for spring break, first week of April. We love Grand Residences in Puerto Morelos. We're going to Europe again, our second trip to Europe. We're going to go Lisbon, Zurich, Budapest. I know that's a little disjointed, but you'd have to hear me out as far as why I picked those locations. Then also in July, so Europe is July. In July, we're also going to see Garth Brooks in Las Vegas. Looking forward to it being like 140 degrees. I've seen Garth before. Not a huge fan, but the wife wanted to do it, so here we go. And then the rest of the year is kind of to be determined. I know I will travel more. We're just trying to determine where else we're going to go. So that's me. I'm the OCD Traveler. I use that term with extreme affection. My OCD allows me to really focus my time and attention on detail and make sure that my travel's as good as it possibly can be. Now, really teaching viewers some of those tips and tricks, how I plan a trip, is what I'm envisioning for this channel. The equipment that I use, the approach, the online tools, the physical tools when it's time to go about travel, that's what I envision. If there's anything specifically that I just talked about that you're curious about or you want me to build content on, let me know. And then I haven't said it yet, so you know how it works. Please, if you're interested in what I have to say, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll go ahead and put another video up for you to consider some of my other content. But in the meantime, continue to plan, travel, and repeat.